struggling at Manchester United. He said it seems as if it gets waiting they happen. It seems as if something is wrong with managers when they join Manchester United. Nothing is wrong with them. Here is what is wrong. Manchester United board doesn't have, before now, they don't have a blueprint. I don't know if they still have the blueprint or if they've been able to galvanize, and actually build that blueprint of appointment of coaches. Before you appoint coaches, you have blueprint. That is what it's called, blueprint. Structure. Okay, you streamline your structure. This is how I want this manager to be. This is the kind of managers I want to appoint in the next 10 years. This is my project. Do they have that project? What project do they have at Manchester United? What blueprints do they have? Your blueprint and your structure would help you, will give you an idea of the kind of managers that you would appoint. Let's take Manchester City, for instance. This is why they've been successful in the past couple of years. In the past 10 years, City are the most successful side in the Premier League. Look at what they've done. Before Manchester City appointed Pep Guardiola in 2015, Manchester City they already knew inside their mind that they were going to appoint Pep Guardiola. 5 years before he was appointed, they actually laid down a blueprint, laid down a structure for him to come. They made a way for him to come. They had Roberto Mancini. Mancini is an Italian. Mancini is an Italian that, if you watch the way Mancini's teams play, they play more like a position-based. He's a position-based manager, but conservative. He's ultra defensive. Italian managers are like that as well. So they appointed Mancini. After Mancini, they brought in Pellegrini. Pellegrini actually came from the Spanish La Liga. He was the coach of Malaga. And in the Spanish La Liga, one thing is common amongst most of the teams in the Spanish La Liga: possession-based sides. They play possession-based football. What were they doing? They were making room for the appointment of Pep Guardiola. After Pellegrini left, they appointed Pep. They now went who they wanted. All right. So if you look at it, they were not appointing managers that their pattern of play is opposite. They were appointing managers that had similar pattern of play. If Pep Guardiola leaves today, they will appoint a manager that plays in the same pattern of play, something very similar, something very close, because they already have that structure. Before Pep Guardiola came, we had directors of football from Barcelona that came, that laid down that structure. The owner of Manchester City said, "You people should take this in. I don't know. I have the money, but I don't know football. Tiki Bergstein and Soriano rather. You people should take this in and handle for me. People know football very well." Build down that Barcelona structure. That's why City have a replica of the Barca structure. If you don't know, from upstairs they have that replica of Barca structure. Then that's why even when Pep leaves, they can afford to go to the Spanish La Liga and appoint any manager, and they will still play the same pattern of play. That is their structure. That is their blueprint. If you look at Barca as well, that's why Barca could afford to go to any Spanish La Liga side that plays possession-based football and still win. They've appointed the likes of Ernesto Valverde and the rest. They are still very successful. So Manchester United, the managers United have appointed since Alex Ferguson left, most of them, if you watch them, Mourinho, Louis van Gaal, Erik Ten Hag, David Moyes, and even Ruben Amorim, they are all opposite of the way they play. This one they play Mourinho, they play defensive football. Louis van Gaal, they play position-based football. When you sack Louis van Gaal, you can't bring another person that plays different thing entirely. Look at Arne Slot. Arne Slot took over from Jurgen Klopp. He didn't change everything entirely. He just tweaked in small things. And if you watch this current Liverpool, there is still that similarity between this Liverpool and that Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. He's yet to actually install his formation or his pattern of play. But my other managers will come at Manchester United. They want to change everything overnight. That is why they have failed.